Hello, it's David. Back to my eBay salvaged A500 today to see what more I can learn about this and see what I can get to go. I've got a monitor cable on order, but that's not arrived yet, so I'm still working on my composite, well, black and white output video there, which is fine. But I thought what I would do is see whether I can get any response from the from my Gotek, because I have absolutely no idea whether this can be configured well, I know it can be, but I don't know whether I have to do anything special to get this to work. So I'm going to just plug this in and give this a quick try. What I've done is I've loaded a couple of disk images onto my normal ST, what's the term, USB stick. I'm going to connect this up as normal, and we'll see what we get. It may be that I need to put some special configuration in to switch into Amiga mode, but we'll see. I think it's all set up for auto. What I did discover in my browsing around is that the flash floppy that this runs, and indeed the Amiga Test Kit that I put on here, are written by a chap I know, a bloke called Keir Fraser, who used to be president of the Cambridge Rock Society when I was a member back in the day. And I remember Keir, and it turns out he's gone on to be somewhat of a bigwig in the Amiga community. So so well done to him. And combine that with another friend of mine from the physics department, who is the primary author on Fuse, the Spectrum emulator. Then yeah, there's got to be said that the late 90s Cambridge lads are doing very well on the retro scene. Probably not surprising, bear in mind where Sinclair and Acorn came from. But right, let's plug this in and see whether I get any life out of this, and see whether I can boot Workbench and that diagnostic image that I put in there. Okay, I have given the keyboard a bit of a rinse down with IPA, but I haven't gone over it with vinegar yet. I haven't done the vinegar treatment on the expansion socket here yet either. So first I'm just going to try it with no keyboard attached, and we'll see whether we get any life at all out of the little screen down here. Let's get all that into shot. There we go. And let's have a look at what it says on my flash floppy when I turn this on. So power's going on now. Oh, wait a minute, let's make sure the TV's alive so I see all the flashing. AV mode. Okay, so power's going on now. Sorry, I've forgotten to plug in the ATX supply. Right. Throw the switch. White, okay, ribbon cable may be upside down. Okay, that maybe is that an Amiga thing with a key that goes the other way around? Pin 1, I had my pin 1 the right way around. Maybe there is a configuration I have to check. Let's try it that way. Hopefully that won't damage anything. Flash floppy 2.3. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep, it's got an upside down ribbon cable. Who would knew? Right, well that's not going to do much because that's an ST program. So let's look for my Workbench. Okay. What happens now? Tracks are moving, screen's changed. Can you hear it making noises? Ooh, that looks like, that sounds like progress to me. I don't know anything about this, so I chose a Workbench. Battery backup, not fan. Fine, I chose a Workbench 1.3 because this is Kickstart 1.3. No idea whether those two things are connected. And I can hear the buzzer working away over there in the floppy. this takes an awfully long time for what's built into the operating system in the ST. Right, so that's giving me a figure up there of what I'm guessing is 352.168 bytes free. I say I'm guessing because the screen is genuinely terrible and it looks like a 9, but pretty sure it's only a 512K machine. So, well, that's nice, but I have no input, so I can't do anything. So let's put the keyboard in and see how that goes, shall we? Okay, so the keyboard's in place here. Now this is my original 90s mouse, third-party mouse that I bought for my Falcon, and you can see how yellowed it is, and it's falling apart a bit, to be honest. But it has the advantage of having a switch for the Amiga. So I'm going to throw that switch, first time ever, and plug it in to the back of here and see how far we can get with this. So which one of these is the mouse port, do you reckon? CM1 and CN2. All right, and CM1 sounds like a mouse port to me. Okay, so we're hot. Let's now what I've also done is I've routed this up to my bigger screen just up here to see whether it's any clearer to read. So we'll throw the switch and find out. Okay, this is going through one of those SCART to HDMI converters. So we've just got the no signal message up at the moment. I have no speakers on here, so the speakers are actually still connected to the old little screen. So if we get any beeps or anything, they'll come through there. Right, let's give that a go. So switch is thrown, and we've picked something up straight away. We've got a white screen, but I don't know, is that coming out on your camera? There's some terrible interference. Oh my word, that's awful. It's terrible blocky interference going up the screen. But that's because it's composite. It's probably, this adapter probably only really is expecting to work with RGB, so I've never seen this before. Anyway, yeah, there's a mess going up the screen, but it's legible. Amiga-DOS, 1987, Commodore Amiga-ing. Battery backup not found. Yep, no, things are booting. So, well, let's see if the mouse moves. Look at that. Can move the mouse. Yeah. Ooh. Exciting. Okay, let's let that carry on booting up.
I'd like to thank this video's sponsor and the supplier of my project PCBs, PCBWay. PCBWay aren't just about PCBs either, although they are extremely good at that. They also offer component assembly, CNC machining, 3D printing, and a variety of other manufacturing services. They have a number of community-focused offerings too. The Shared Project Hub is an open platform for makers to share and exchange their ideas, and the PCBWay store is a great place to pick up assembled modules. I mean, who wouldn't want a musical Tesla coil? So many thanks again to PCBWay, and I recommend you have a look at some of the links included down below.
Well, we're there. God, I wouldn't want to have to do that every time I wanted to edit my files. Right, so that is, 362,208 bytes of free memory. That can be moved. We've got a RAM disk. I'm not going to be a lot with that. Workbench 1, let's have a look. System, utilities, prefs, shell. Well, let's go for the shell. See if the keyboard works. There we go, nice and snappy. Yeah, the text drawing routines don't seem too bad in Amiga-OS. Yep, so okay, the keyboard's not behaving itself. That's the number row, nothing happening. Nothing happening on the P row. Okay, the middle row. Okay, that's interesting. So that would imply that the processor is likely working. I think we need to try that Amiga Test Kit, don't we? Right, how do we close that? We'll try something. I want it. God. Graphic dump, install printer, print files, something more, notepad. Say, I guess that's a text-to-speech program, but I can't put any text in. The numeric pad. 9. Would you believe it? All of the most of them work up until 9. That's got to close. System expansion. Right. Anyway, enough of that. Are there any other options? What did you get out of that? Oh. Right click. Right click for the menu. Don't like that. Kickstart version 34.5. Okay. Alright, no idea. Right, so I'm just going to have to throw the power switch. I think I can't work a way to shut that off. So, zonk. Let's turn it back on. Let's try our Amiga Test Kit from Keir Fraser. He liked his new metal a bit too much for me. More of a classic block man myself. Anyway, here we go. So Amiga Test Kit with Keir Fraser 1.2. Right, so or keyboard. That was nice and quick to boot up. Escape, F1, F2, F3, F4, none of these. F6, 7, 8, 9, 10, nope. Right, well, I'm not going to say that that's necessarily a loss. To me, that implies that the keyboard controller chip is probably working. And given the amount of corrosion we saw there, it's entirely possible it's just a membrane issue. Perhaps that can be replaced. People do old membranes for spectrums of things. I suspect that could be. I haven't opened that up yet, so I don't really know what the situation is there. But that's not too bad. And the mouse, as we've seen, works. What else can we test in here? Floppy drive. Let's do basics first. Controller ports. No middle, but it's moving around. Joystick. Yes, I've got a joystick. Let's plug the joystick in. Proper job. Many an hour of sensible soccer played with this. Actually, no, this isn't mine. Although that's not saying they're not my original one. Probably only got it about 2 years ago, but that is not saying that many an hour of sensible soccer has not been played with it. I can promise you that. Right, up, down, left, right. Only one button. Yep. Auto fire. Okay, that is behaving beautifully. Okay, so if I've got, so it's the keyboard, isn't it? So the way the Amiga works is, so it seems, your joystick and mouse ports are here on the back, and the keyboard is by itself. Now on the ST, the joystick and mouse hangs off the keyboard. It's all the same controller. So the intelligent keyboard controller on the ST does all of them. Here it obviously looks like it's separate, so we've got no problems with the mouse and the joystick from the main board, but the keys themselves don't work. So that is entirely fine by me. It probably means this keyboard unit needs a damned good service or replacement or whatever. It is grotty over here. But clearly that chip's working. Clearly most of this electronics is working. We've got lights on here. I didn't check to see whether the floppy light came on. I think I've seen red, I think, so it must have come on. So well, if we've got a working joystick, let's load up a game. Sensible Soccer, disc, can't see which one's which, disc 1, disc 2 are on there, and let's give that a go with the old proper controller. How do you reset an Amiga? with the power switch, I assume. Sound, our first sound. And incidentally, that floppy disk light does work, and it's orange. It's not red. Yep, I've seen some orange in the background. This is internationals. Ah, I didn't want internationals. I downloaded the wrong version of Sensible Soccer. Fine, I'll play as Poland. I really need that RGB cable to arrive, don't I? Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bugger. I'm glad they don't exist anymore.